be true to yourself, be authentic, and live out the values and behaviours that you believe are right. Well, I was a sporty kid, so from very early age, I spent my life outside. Those were the times when, because of my ancient years, they were the times when children could play in the streets. So I was either climbing trees, playing football. I just loved to be active. And so all the way through school, I was not good academically. I was always looking out the window at what was going on outside and wanting to be out there. But fortunately, I had a very good PE teacher who persuaded me that I wouldn't earn a living playing sport, which you wouldn't have done in my era, or coaching it, but you could earn a living teaching it. So I went to Bedford College of Physical Education. So my life, I started as a teacher. Well, I think if you're looking at participation, we still lag behind our male counterparts. There are a myriad of reasons, and you can't be simplistic about it. I do think social media has an impact. I think the decline in physical education sport in our state schools has had an impact. And I think we haven't done enough to help girls and women understand their bodies as well as they might, and understand how important it is to be active. It doesn't mean play sport necessarily, but it just means being active, being healthy, being well. Because I'm a great believer that physical and mental health are incredibly locked together. So, if we don't take good care of ourselves physically, we probably won't take good care of ourselves mentally. In terms of the other end of sport, the professionalisation of women's sport, I'm now part of a group which has got netball, football, rugby, cricket, all of us working together because we're all facing the same issues, which is that players want to be paid, people want to watch professional women's sport, but raising the broadcast money and the commercial money to make it viable, massively challenging. So wherever you look, there are challenges, and equally, I think all of us would say massive challenges in growing our number of volunteers, our coaches, our referees, stroke umpires. It is still a very challenging time. I probably had two experiences. One as chair of UK sport when I was responsible for our Olympic and Paralympic medals through London and Rio. And I think there I inherited a culture which was very much based on continuing to invest in the way we always had, but hoping we were going to get something different. So there, in order to get some more equality in investment and therefore more equality in opportunity, in a way, being chair of UK sport, I had the power, if you want to think of it that way, but the authority to distribute money in a different way. And through that investment, we drove up, and you saw, I think, in Paris, that there were more women participants than male, which is fantastic. And for us here in the UK, I do think that the London Games was a real watershed moment for girls and women doing well in pretty well all of the Olympic and Paralympic sports, which was, I call that the shop window. It's vitally important that young people see the shop window and can see people that they look up to and respect and want to try and achieve. In football, I came into a culture which was very male dominated, and I wasn't the boss, which is always different. I was head of and then director of women's football, so responsible in a sense for setting the strategy, but changing the culture from within is much harder than changing it from on top. And so changing the culture within the organisation took a lot of pain and a lot of endeavour on my part and on the part of the people who worked with me. So it was about being very consistent about language, about the way we conducted ourselves, about not being overly aggressive about what we needed to do, but being sensible about holding our ground on certain things, but not turning everything into a war. And I do think the culture has changed dramatically within the FA. Still a way to go, but massive change from when I first went in. So I would say to any woman entering either in a senior position or in a middle management position, be true to yourself, be authentic, and live out the values and behaviours that you believe are right. And you'll be amazed that eventually people come with you, because there's a lot of people feel that way but aren't not quite brave enough to take that step towards being different. So it's an expression I use often, which is, to make real change, you have to be prepared to swim upstream. And so for me, swimming upstream is the only way you change a culture. Well, I hope, most importantly, that it gives them time to reflect and think. Mine is one perspective, but I hope my perspective, built on a lot of years of experience of getting things wrong as well as right, I hope gives them time to think about, is there another way? Is there a different way? So I hope it challenges their thinking, but I hope they also leave inspired, feeling that tomorrow can be a better day and that we can all work together to make business, sport, a better place for people to grow, develop, and earn a living.